Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to paint rocks so they go from this mess to this, which is good. So what you want to do first is I'm going to take a mix of water and India ink. You don't need a lot of ink, but what you do is take that and either eyedropper or a paintbrush. In this case, I'm using an eyedropper. I'm going to fill the eyedropper with it and just squirt it around. Starts getting in all these little cracks and gets absorbed by the plaster, which means all this little detail starts to show. Now I'm going to cut to a time lapse of this to give you a better idea. Okay, as you can see, the entire scene looks much more rocky. So what I'm going to do now is move the camera. And what you want to do is take your ground cover color. In this case, I'm using, burnt umber, which is one of the most used colors in model railroading. You take that and you start painting on where the dirt is going to be. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, just make sure you get a pretty good coating around the rocks. Try not to get as much on the rocks. Or, if possible, any. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to vacuum again, but oh well. As you can see, it starts to bring out some more of the mountain here. Make it look more realistic. Now, I'm going to go into a time lapse of this because you don't want to hear me talking. I'm just going to stop for a second and say I'm actually going to water this down a bit so it runs a bit more. So, I'll see you then, and back to a time lapse. Okay, so as you can see, everything's dry now where I need it to be, but there's one problem. The rocks are still not looking like these for some reason. Well, that's because I haven't finished them. Now, I'm going to show you the easiest and the final step. What you want to do is take your paint, get barely any on it, and do it until there's barely any paint left. Rub it off. Now this is called dry brushing. I'm going to go through all this like you're a beginner. If you aren't, sorry, but... And you start going over your rocks, and it brings out all the little details that you carved into it along the way. The more love and care you put into this thing before you have it dry, the better the effect will look. Like as you can see, there was barely any detail there before I went through. Just makes it all look better. Even get these rocks, it'll bring some consistency to it. Starts to make it hard to tell where is the mold, where is the carve. Whoa, geez, don't know where that came from, but allergy season, am I right? Okay. I'm gonna cut to time lapse because my sneezes are freaking out again. Okay, so I finished that coat, but the color I used was smoke. You can see right there, so if you want to replicate this, you can. But then what you want to do, very, very lightly, like even lighter than the smoke, is to take some good old-fashioned white paint. Brush off your brush a bit, take a bit again, get rid of most of it, and go through very carefully and lightly. It starts bringing out more details, you can see there. So, this is a bit stronger though, this white paint. So I recommend even less of a go at it. At the end of this, I'm gonna run the train. Yeah, I got this all hooked up here that it can run. Now, of course, all it is like loosely soldered here and here, but what I'm gonna do after that is put feeders on either end of this module, which this is only 3 feet long, which I've been told that's about the right position to do it. Now, some people say go every track piece with a feeder wire, but that messes up. So, here we go. Rock work's pretty much done, except for over there. That I will do off camera, because this is already long enough. So, let me just plug this baby in, and we'll get some trains a-running. Okay, so here goes test run number 1. Now, the last time I tried this, there was a bit of a problem, which I'm pretty sure I fixed. Just to make sure, though, give this thing a good look over here. Yep, seems to be good. So what happened before was while it goes in reverse, this track made a lot of squeaking noise, which leads me to believe there's either stuff on the rail or there's going to be rail slip. Either way, just sand it a bit, add some friction, and clear up the connection. As you can see, it can move pretty slowly. Let me speed this up a step. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. Everything's moving smoothly. The only problem I can see is there's not much rail. But yeah, I like that look. Looks pretty good. Let me put this back to where it was. Send it in reverse. You know what? I found out what it is. It's the sound of the track right here dipping down and the train just sliding. Which, yeah. Oh well, that'll be fixed as soon as I add a bit of plaster. It'll be bumped up. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, before I go, wanted to show you this. This is old Tyco kit I converted to look cool. Or at least better than it did. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna leave it here as like a little freight station. So, once this is done, it's gonna be 2 lanes. So where's that other piece of track? I need to get more good track, but, you know, it'd be about that far apart with 2 trains running. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time with more train videos. Next time, I'll show you how to do this.